Greetings, fellow adventurers, souls wardens, and seekers of fortune. My name is Zalchak Palatax, member of the Syndicate and Firestaff aficionado. My goal here is to create a chronicle of the history of the faction wars of our island of Rarohenga. It all started 5 days ago when when most of us washed ashore. In fact, there were so many people washing ashore that some people had to wait in line to wash ashore. However, by the second day, all of those issues seemed to have cleared up. For the first few days, everyone seemed to spend their time collecting resources and beating the snot out of each other to test the limits of our seeming immortality. I myself joined up with a group of fellow syndicate members and got involved in an absolutely ludicrous brawl at the entrance to Monarch's Bluff, where it was basically all of us camping and fighting other campers. It was literally a war of the campers to see who could get the camping rights. Towards the end of the second day, we started to see territories being claimed for the different factions. The first area to be claimed was Everfall, claimed by Nature's Folly for the Syndicate. Shortly after, Windsward and Monarch's Bluffs were also claimed. Windsward by the Highway Bandits for the Marauders, and Monarch's Bluff by Thighs of the Holy Maiden for the Covenant. Over the next couple of days, we would then see Brightwood and Weaver's Fen claimed for the Syndicate by the Dream Grove and Nature's Folly. The Marauders would claim Cutlass Keys and First Light, claimed by the companies Discoland and the Left Nut Boys. And recently, the Covenant claimed Ebonscale Reach by the company Bosom of the Holy Maiden. I want to make a note of some interesting facts in the distribution of these territories. There are 4 areas whose levels are 1 to 25, and half of those are controlled by the Marauders, and the other 2 are shared between the Syndicate and the Covenant. The Covenant also is the only group so far to have possession of a endgame level area, Ebonscale Reach, with level recommendations for that being 51 to 60 plus. Who knows how this is going to affect things going forward? Is it better to control lots of low-level areas, or is it better to control higher-level areas? Well, time will tell. One of the things that all of the groups have been focusing on quite a bit is upgrading the facilities of their bases. Getting better crafting stations and the like. This has been especially relevant because adventurers are frequently asking where they can find a better forge, a better outfitting station. However, we are now seeing the corruption invade. Of the settlements being invaded by the corruption, 2 are fairly high level and the other 2 are level 1 to 25 areas. Now, the results of losing a corruption invasion are that crafting stations and fort defenses get downgraded. I am concerned because at the moment you have to be level 50 to even participate in invasion, and I don't know that our island has enough defenders to successfully fend off these invasions. Hopefully I'm proven wrong. But whenever you see these invasions crop up, if you're worried that we might not make it, it might be a good idea to check out the crafting situation in each of those places under invasion and see if there's anything you need to get crafted before they might potentially lose those facilities. So I guess what I'm saying is, you might want to get over to Monarch's Bluff and use their level 4 workshop before it disappears, because it might not be there in a day or 2. In addition to corruption invasions, factions can invade the areas of other factions. However, not if that area is undergoing an invasion by the corruption. We all come together to fight the corruption. Now, we saw a bit of this with Monarch's Bluffs. The Marauders managed to get enough influence there to contest control. However, the Covenant fended them off, and now seems to be retaliating by building up their own influence in the Marauder territory of First Light. Now, given the amount of confidence it must take to launch an assault on another faction's territory, I have to wonder why the Marauders failed. So, if anyone from their side wants to get a hold of me and spill the deets, I would very much appreciate that. And that concludes the first chronicle of the faction wars of the island of Rarohenga. And so, to all my fellow adventurers, souls wardens, and seekers of fortune out there, I bid you farewell. Did you know that Rarohenga is the name of the land of the spirits, kind of the underworld of the Maori people of New Zealand? Food for thought.